What is up, everybody? WAGMI Capital here. Been a little bit, as I, hopefully you guys heard in the last video. I was hosting one of my buddies out here, so didn't have time to really be trading, and then didn't have time to be recording and posting these updates. So it's been almost a week. I think Wednesday was the last one, but we're here on Monday. Crazy 2 days that I missed. So if we quickly look, this gap down, again, I wasn't paying super close attention, but, I think this was basically this gap down was Russia invading Ukraine. So this is pretty news driven. I'm not going to talk about that too much, get into the actual details that, are anything beyond just kind of like how it's affecting the S&P, but obviously pretty serious situation out there. But so that was the gap down. And then, I'm not entirely sure. I think, maybe it might be trending more toward a quicker resolution, or, maybe people thought Fed's not going to take as much action given the international kind of news. I'm not entirely sure how this upswing, what was driving it, but obviously, the news didn't impact us too negatively. I think we ended. Yeah, so we ended last Thursday, even with the gap down, above where we closed on Friday. This is up what we started at 411, ended at 428. So, that's like a 4% gain from where we opened to where we closed. Not quite that from where we closed on Friday to where we closed. Next day, more of the same. Basically, open where we closed on Thursday. We opened there on Friday, and then just run up. So this, EMA Cloud was up. We would have been looking for boom, let's buy here. 431 rejection. We see that coming from a mile away, but we know we're still on the uptrend. Buy there. EMA Cloud testing, but we're still up, and then boom, boom. And then this is today's action. So I actually didn't trade today. I had a lot to catch up on and some other stuff, but not going to stop me from looking at these markets. And so let's go. Slight gap down, and the gap down causes the EMA Cloud to flip to red. And then so here, I always say let's, oh my gosh, am I a little rusty here, guys? Let's box basically here, I'm going to say. So, okay, what do we think about here? Box. So EMA Cloud is thin, meaning not a strong trend either way. I didn't have levels charted, so a little unclear where reversals or retracements will be happening. So basically what I'm trying to say here is we're looking for strong EMA clouds. Okay, clearly, what is this? We're moving up. Clearly, right? Very clearly, you can draw the line, you can look at the clouds, you can just look. Anytime we touch this line, you buy. Anytime we test this cloud, you buy, right? Because we're moving up. And so unless we see a huge reversal, let's say this was a huge outside candle, we push up to 431 and we close all the way down here, then it's whoa, that's really, really bearish, huge reversal. Maybe there's an uptick in volume or something like that. But right here, this is what we constantly look for, guys. This is what I talk about all the time. It's a green cloud. It's an uptrend. Anytime, right here would be absolutely perfect. Big uptrend. We've had this level charted for weeks. We come to it, no surprise, we see some rejection. Boom, boom. And you're I saw this coming from a mile away. I'm still confident we're moving up. This is just a little hesitation, buy, and then we're moving up, right? And this, we flip on the gap down. So we were green, we open up red, and then we're really thin, and it's still kind of this is really bullish. So it's are we really trending down? No, we're kind of trending up, but it just flipped and it's thin, and here's a huge down. This is that huge reversal candle I'm talking about, a big outside red candle. So this, this is a candle. So like bearish engulfing, look to start a downtrend. So this is like a candle that's like, okay, you know, I don't know which way we're going. And then you get this candle and you're like, whoa, okay, like this, here we go. But, you know, had the same thing here and got tricked out. So like, again, I just like didn't have time to be charting, and I was kind of just running the action just off the EMA cloud, which you want confluence of factors, guys. You don't only trade off the cloud. You don't only trade off the levels. You can, but those aren't A+ setups. Those aren't like, I feel great, let's really like in confident. If you're only trading off the cloud, like right here, you're like green, 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 and then you run into the level and you're down. You're like, why, you know, why are these red? I thought we were in an uptrend. And it's like, you know, because of this level, or the opposite, like you don't trade with these EMA clouds. Let's just say you're doing something like this and you're like, oh, we, you know, red, we're rejecting this, like, you know, let's buy puts. And then it's like, wait, I thought like we reached this level, you know, we rejected it. I thought we were going to reverse. Why are we up? Like, right. This is just, you want a confluence of factors. So like, we're at our level, we're testing the cloud, like, boom, there's just a lot going on that we're like, all these signals line up, like green light, green light, green light, green light, 4 green lights, A+ setup, boom. There's not one, there's not two, right? And so here, that's why like today, it's a little choppy, it's unclear, like there's, you know, the cloud is so thin all day. So there wasn't a real trend, like, right? Like, okay, if you buy here at the bottom, like you run up a little bit and then you run down for a few candles, then, you know, this is like retracement back down, but then it's like not really downtrend because there's retrace down, but then another retrace with down, and then you end up like just not clean trading today. So what else do I see? I see here, I see, you know, testing 431 level, and it's holding as support. Here I see, so this would have been, so strong bullish engulfing candle off of 431 level. So this is one of the ones I would have seen and been like, okay, here we go. So we've clearly rejected this level a couple times. We can't break past it, down past it, right? Inside candle. So inside candle, like we're moving down the EMA clouds red. Inside, this is extremely bearish. Like this is a huge candle, like increased volume. So here, let's do that real fast. Let's highlight these 3. Okay, so 3 candle sequence. 1, very bearish candle on increased volume. Are we like heading down? Right, so we're like, okay, this is really strong in the downward direction. Clouds red, we didn't break this candle, but we're like, whoa, like, you know, look at this. This volume bar is higher than any other volume bar we've had since like the first couple. So we're like, okay, there are a lot of sellers here. Like, what's going on? Maybe there's news, something, but we're like, whoa, we're keeping an eye on this. Second candle, inside candle, which implies slowing momentum. So a lot of momentum here. We're like, okay, we 431 level. We reached our 431 level. This is really strong. We couldn't quite break it, but like a lot of sellers here. So we're like, okay, is this one just going to bust through it? And then once we bust through it, there's going to be a lot of buyers selling, and then there's going to be even more sellers selling, right? And it's going to like create a spiral downward. But no, the second candle, slowing momentum, inside candle. We didn't even get as low as this one did, and we held the 431. So just as this one was very bearish, very bullish, outside candle, 431 holds, look to enter calls. So that's what I was seeing from this sequence. Okay. very strong down. In my head, I'm like, okay, puts. Here we go, puts. If we can break this level, puts, because this is really strong. There's a lot of sellers. If we can break this, I think we're off to the races. Next candle, inside candle. So I haven't bought yet, but I'm like, okay, inside candle doesn't necessarily mean a reversal on its own, but it's like, this level's really strong. Like, look at this. We couldn't break it. And then the next one, we still can't break it. And then when this is an outside candle in like engulfing, I'm like, this level held. Here come the buyers. Sellers made a push, but they couldn't get through this wall of support. And now we're heading up. So that's what I saw today. Again, first day back in a little bit. You know, good to see the charts. Hopefully you guys, you know, maybe you got some practice charting your own levels, or just, you know, working on different stuff. Maybe you took some time off like me. But you know, whatever the case, we're back. That's what I was seeing today. No real like strong trends, right? It was just kind of making quick moves, just quick exits, quick entries, quick exits. Like here, I'm like, okay, outside candle, EMA clouds flipping, like let's buy puts. And then maybe it's like here, you know, I'm not super confident in this downtrend. Because again, the whole point is like you see these, and like by this point, I'm like, okay, like this is an uptrend, right? Like look at this cloud, it's strong, it's been going for, these are 15-minute clouds, 15, 30, 45, 60, 75, 90. This is going for over an hour and a half. This is going for almost 2 hours. So I'm like, dude, for 2 hours straight, we have green candles. One red candle is not just gonna like reverse this whole thing. So I see a red one, I'm like, thank God, it's like a sale. It's like, you know, you want to buy like the new Xbox, and it's like, oh my God, it's so expensive. And then Black Friday hits, you're like, perfect time. Like it's on sale. It's gonna go back up and be expensive tomorrow. It was expensive yesterday, but today it's on sale. That's what like this red candle is. It's like, while we're moving up, everyone's buying calls. We move down. People are like, whoa, I don't want calls anymore. Like, who knows? But you're like, dude, no, I know this is an uptrend. Let's buy it while it's on sale. Same thing here, right? Like on these, like 431, we know. This one, I'm not like, these are on sale. I'm like, you know, like we're up on the day. This cloud is super thin. We've had 3 red candles in a row. That's it. It's not like going for hours and hours. So I'm not necessarily thinking like, whoa, this is on sale. Like I'm pretty hesitant here, but like in general, this kind of looks like a retracement, but you could have entered a small position, like maybe a third, maybe a half, but you're pretty skeptical here. You're like, okay, maybe it's on. And then, you know, it's just like, you can't get a good read. So we're testing the cloud, it's holding, big outside candle. And this is where you're like, okay, maybe it's on. But you need to get confirmation below this level. I would like to see a close below this level before just entering puts. Again, you could have been entering small positions, and then on this candle, I wouldn't have just sent it for calls. Like, you know, it's still a red cloud. We're still moving down. This could easily be a retracement and heading down, and then maybe the next push we break 431. But this outside, inside, outside pattern does, like, I'm not surprised this was a reversal. Okay. I'm not super confident. I like trading with the trend. Trying to snipe the bottom and like play reversals is tough. High risk, high reward. I you know, maybe enter a small position here and it would have paid off, but in general, like that's what I saw today. So let's move this and let's head into charting some levels for tomorrow. Okay, so post market, like after hours trading, we're about flat. So you know, unless some other news comes up, I think we can plan to open around where we closed today. So let's, and a reminder, these orange lines are my daily lines. These white lines are my weekly. So like just real quick again, if we look like these, this is the weekly chart. So like clearly this white line on the weekly chart is significant, right? Retracement right down to here, retracement down here with some wicks, like this held this week, you know, this week, this week, this week. And then the daily chart, yeah, you know, see here, it's kind of acting as support. It's acting as support here. This level's acting as support here. It's acting as support here. You know, here, boom, we bounce off this level, kind of bounce off this level. It's acting as the top here. So let's get into some dailies. Okay, so this 438 seems, I like doing the round psych numbers. I mentioned this a lot, but look at that. I mean, that's like pretty clearly the top. This level we like. You know, let's add like a level here. I kind of like this, right? Opened here, bounced down to it, and then bounce off of it. We come down, we bounce off, and we retrace to this level right on this candle. So, you know, not a super strong level, but let's just keep an eye on it. I like this level. What is this? Maybe 75. Right, we're moving down, we bounce off it, move down, bounce off it. Once we break it, we retrace back up to it. Like it's just like a magnet, right? There's just a lot of trading around it. Is there somewhere we could get here? Just such a big gap, a $5 gap. I'd like to see some levels in that, like little pockets. Actually, you know what? We need some here too. That's a more relevant. What am I doing here? What is going on? Okay, so if we're closing here, what can we get? Is this like, this is a little bit of a top? Yeah, I kind of like this. Let's do this. This is like 15er. Okay, why do I like this? We fall below it, retrace to it. These candles pretty close. Once we break it with this huge candle, we retrace to it, up, retrace, down, retrace back to it. This isn't perfect, it's pretty close. And then here, you know, we're bouncing off it, come down, bounce off it. Here, once we break, we retrace back to it, fall to it, you know, this break right here. So I like that level. Where else? Where else? Maybe this top. Okay, right. We get the top here. Like we break it here, but this is pretty much acting as the top. We break past it, retrace, can't quite break it. Here it's the top. Get down to here, bounce off it. So, okay, I kind of like those levels. Between here, it's pretty choppy, right? Like there's no clear, like maybe we could get a little fancy and go to here. Okay, what do I see at 435.50? I see a bounce here. I see a bounce here, wicks down to here. I see a retracement there, a wick there, and then like a retracement here is the top here. Okay, so I like that. So I think on the downside, we have pretty good levels. Maybe we could get a 436, right? We bounce off it here with a really strong push. 436, kind of bounce off it here. This is the bottom bounce. Okay, I think that's fine on the downside. It's like, you know, a few levels here. I don't think we'll drop all the way, but who knows? Okay, now to the upside. So this would kind of be our first. This would be looking to scale here. And then we haven't traded in this range for a while. What do we think? What do we think? So here I'm looking at this, like this hesitation. So like, could this have been a level? Right, it's kind of, we retrace to it here, like just a slight hesitation. I don't love that, but let's keep it. I do like this one though. Right, so what do I see here? This is clearly some resistance here. Once we blow past it, we retrace to it here. It kind of acts as the top here. We bounce off it here. Here's a retracement, like a little hesitation. It's going to be too high. Yeah, I think that's too high. I like that round number, but you know, it's not always going to be perfect. Okay, so I like that. So I think we're feeling pretty good. So these will be our levels for tomorrow. So, you know, we're going to open right here, let's say. Be careful here. These are really stacked really closely. So what I'd be expecting is something like, you know, we break through this one, we get to here and retrace to here. And then we break. So like just, I'm not trading off these only, guys. Remember, these are just acting like just key levels that I'm looking for. So like if we get a retracement move to here, I'm like, okay, this is a level, it's testing the cloud, like it's a key level 1. It's retesting the cloud 2. We're still on a downtrend 3, like just great entry points to line up. Whereas these with a little more spread out, I would look at these as like from here to here, this is like a scaling opportunity. So like once we break here, I'm not saying we're just going to run straight to here. You know, we might get some retracements. We might maybe just like if there's no great levels in here, maybe we do. But if we break this is where I'd look to scale. That's kind of thing. But yeah, okay. So let's run with these levels for tomorrow. Hope you guys learned something. Hope you guys are happy I am back. I'm definitely happy to be back. So let's get back to it tomorrow, Tuesday. And we'll see you then.